Alrighty, welcome to the Imagination Workshop. This is a series that I've been working on. Lots of things going on here. I'm just going to scrub ahead real fast just so you see kind of what's taking place. Lots of play, kids, dogs, etc. Okay, going back here to Grandpa. He's got a sprite that I made up with just his hand with a wrench in it. And just kind of sped forward there for a minute. You notice I've detached it here. Okay, I'm just going to snap it back. Now, this hand, actually, before I do that, let me just show you. It is separate. It's just a prop, okay, as seen in the scene manager. I'm just going ahead and just make it invisible here for a moment. Okay, and we're actually going to take the prop and we're just going to link it. You just link it like any other prop to the torso, okay? So we're going to link it. Make sure when you link it, the bar has to kind of go green there. You see, you can attach to any bone, even the nub there on the hand. I'm just going to go ahead and attach it. I like to generally attach it to the hand, not necessarily the nub at the end, but you can do what you will. Either of them is totally acceptable. So we're just going to link it, and then we're going to go ahead and kind of line it up with our sprite hand that's underneath. If you need to resize it, whatever, adjust it as you will, just to make it kind of overlap and just kind of fit. It should just largely just replace the hand, okay? Just a spitting image. It is actually the hand itself. I just exported it into Photoshop and then went ahead and add a separate wrench in there as well. You see I'm just playing here with the visibility and invisibility just to show you that it is just a prop. It's just going on top, okay? And I generally like to have the hand underneath once you add a prop to go ahead and once you've lined it up, make sure you line it up first, okay? Otherwise, it'll be very, very difficult, okay? You're going to go ahead and turn the underneath. Whoops, I made a mistake there. In the Sprite Manager, you can get that with hotkey S or just on the left side of the taskbar. You're going to go ahead and find all the way down at the bottom. You're going to find for the correct hand there. You're going to find the empty sprite there. That's just going to deactivate the sprite hand, which is on the bottom. Okay, it's now underneath the prop. It just allows it so that the only hand we got is the one there, and I'm just going to go ahead and show it. It's the only one there. See, now there's no hands visible whatsoever. Okay, so we just want to make sure you see that. I generally like to make it sure it's the only one once you've lined it up. Otherwise, it can look a little funny if you have a hand that's not 100% lined up when it starts moving with the hand because it is linked to the hand. Okay, that sometimes it'll mess up when you start moving. Okay, you'll see just a little bit of the hand coming in underneath. Okay, so that we don't want that. So just make sure you get rid of that. Now I sped forward. Okay, a little bit on the timeline. You'll notice the z-axis. This is important. The z-axis of the sprite hand, in this case, the prop sprite hand, okay, that I put on top. What we want to do is we want to make sure that that our Grandpa Silas, which is what I call this character here, okay, whoever your character is, you want to make sure. What I wanted to do was have him behind the shield there you see in the front. It's just a Roman shield that he's working on. It's for a video on the armor of God. It's not important, but anyway, he is behind. His body is behind the shield, but I want to make sure that the hand that I just added to it as a prop is in front of it, but not until. I don't want it to always be in front. You notice I kind of made the arm kind of go up there, kind of bow up to the side until the right frame, so make sure that it goes. I show it behind the shield and then in front of it. You'll notice that the z-axis here of the sprite hand prop here is actually at 8 along with the body until it reaches the right frame. The shield itself is at 10.1 on the z-axis. That's important. Okay, whatever the axis is, z-axis that you want to put it in front of, you got to make sure at the right frame that you put the new prop hand in front or higher on the z-axis than the item that you're trying to place it in front of. Just think of it as when we're working in 2D animation here, you got to make sure it's visually in front or behind things. This is really what we're just kind of superimposing it on there. You notice again, it's just invisible. So there's nothing up our sleeves here. We're gonna go from frame 15, excuse me, not scene, frame 15 to frame 16 is where we make our switch. And now you can see that hand is just chilling out in front, and he's wrenching away with the motion that I just created, just to kind of make that kind of wrenching motion up and down, and just copy and pasted a whole bunch of those frames back and forth and kind of played around with timing. But you notice that hand is completely in front of that shield now. But his body is still behind it. That's important, okay? The body itself of the character is at z-axis 8, okay? That's super important, okay? Because we want to make sure it's behind the 10.1, which is the shield, and also I believe the desk down there is like at 8.5 or 9. I don't remember. I forgot to record that that z-axis here. But you'll notice that the hand itself that I use as a prop is now at 11, and we didn't do that until we got to the right place. Okay, it's invisible until we make it visible, and you can always swap those hands in and out at any time you wish. Okay, and so we're gonna just show that here. You can bring that regular hand. It's still there. Okay, it's not gone. I didn't delete anything. We just made it invisible by choosing empty for the sprite of that hand at the moment, and while we have the prop is on top. The prop is still linked even when we make it invisible. Okay, nothing is moving places. There's no transform here happening other than if you're going to change the z-axis mid-flight, which we did do that earlier, okay, to make it go from behind the shield to in front of it. But you can deactivate it. It doesn't go away. We're not deleting anything. You just want to make sure that you bring stuff in and out. You can do that kind of swap of the regular hand to the sprite hand or whatever at any time as you wish. Okay, so that's important. So we're going to go ahead here. I just wanted to show you that at any point you make sure that you can swap them out at your leisure. The hand itself, the sprite hand, the regular hand, I just exported it to Photoshop, as I said, and then added the prop wrench image, okay, behind it. And then I just, in the composer mode, just for that single sprite, I just added as a single sprite, made sure that the layer, that the wrench was behind the hand, so it looks like he's grasping it. Then I made sure I exported it as a single image with the wrench in hand, and then added it as a sprite. And I can do another tutorial later if you need help with that. But you just add it as a sprite. You can add as many sprites to your hands or your other body parts that you want. Okay, and so you can swap them out at any time. I actually have a sprite hand of the same image that I have as a sprite that I can pull up at any time. He can be holding his wrench at any time. I have a few other tools that he can also whip out at any time and just be kind of doing his thing. But the reason that I do it as a prop hand sometimes, like we just shown, is because if you just have it as a sprite on his character and not a prop on top of the character, then the hand cannot change z-axis, and that's why you're gonna not be able to see it in front of whatever image you're trying to put it in front of. So just be careful when you do that. When you do add a prop hand or whatever, do be careful. Sometimes if you're not paying attention, the arm, okay, the prop hand that you added might be in front, but the arm is visibly behind it, and so you just be careful when you're looking at it. Sorry, I went skipped ahead there. I just really wanted to show you real quick, give you an idea. You can always add. I'm going to add a character here. I just want to show you something similar, but slightly different. I'm going to choose a side-facing character here of the same guy, also Grandpa Silas. Now I do, like I said, I do have a specific sprite for the wrench and a few other tools. Just going to go ahead and put them ahead on the Z-axis here, and then kind of move them into position. Now you notice Grandpa Silas here is actually behind the kids. Okay, I chose the Z-axis intentionally so that I'm behind all of the other characters, so you can kind of walk behind them, and then. But I also want to make sure it's in front of all those tools and all the stuff behind there. We're just kind of trying to paint a picture of where he is in the scene, forward and backward. Okay, with that z-axis, it's just a 3D representation of that, but it's all, remember, it's all 2D. So I'm just gonna go ahead and it looks like I'm gonna try and get him to walk here. I think I kind of abandoned that just for sake of time, because I realized, my scene is going to jump ahead just like it did there. Okay, so I just went ahead and got rid of that and just abandoned it. That's why I'm going to quick here Control Z a couple of times to get rid of those actions. And I'm just going to pull him over physically using the transform, just to show you something. This isn't something specific in the animation. I've done this similar action a few times. I actually have a walking action specifically for different tools that I have saved on the wall here. Now I have each of these tools on the wall. Certain tools I have, they're all individual sprites that I put together on different little bands, and then I put them on the wall. So I can actually take any of those tools on the wall back there off of their individual holders and have it in this hand. So you can actually do all of those kinds of things. It just takes a little bit of setup to do that. I can do actually a tutorial on that too if you guys want. But I'm gonna go ahead and pull him forward here. This isn't really gonna look pretty. I stretched out way too far, way more than I ever would realistically. But just to kind of show you, if you reach him up, just kind of positioning him to put him in place. I kind of put it in the center of that wrench, and I'm actually gonna take that wrench, which is a prop. It's actually a prop. Look, as I just pulled it to the side, you notice that there's actually a wrench underneath. Okay, we'll take care of that here in a moment. But that prop there, it is a prop, just like the prop hand. Okay, it's just a whole bunch of different props. Okay, and so we're actually going to link it. Here we go. We're going to link it to his hand. Okay, now I intentionally. Because it's on the wall, based on the z-axis of where it is when he goes to grab it, it's actually behind his hand, at least while he's his hand is in front of it. As he brings it down, I'm actually going to show you. You can't see it a whole lot visible there in his hand, just because of the black and white of that toolbox there. But it's actually still in his hand now because I linked it. He's got a wrench. I'm going to pull it up here. Just so, there you go. You can see it. It's in his hand. Now that's just a separate prop. I didn't actually, that's not a sprite there. Okay, that's just a prop that I grabbed off of the wall and just kind of attached it to his hand. The same way we attached the sprite hand to our front-facing Grandpa Silas over there to the left of the screen. You can just kind of see him. He's kind of off the screen there. We did the same thing with a regular prop. It's just like any other prop. You can choose what bone to attach it to when you will. And so I'm just kind of showing you here. We still have our sprite hand that we had as a prop. You can see it kind of there at the left. I don't know if you can see that. There you go. I'm pulling it out for you. Just there's no tricks here. Okay, it's still over there. This is a completely different prop. Okay, now. A lot of times what I'll do is I'll actually, when I grab it off of the wall, a lot of times I will link it long enough to get it down to his body. And then I'll actually use, while he's walking, I'll actually get rid of that prop wrench that I just took off the wall. And I'll actually use a sprite hand that I already made for it while he's walking, because it's better for when you're walking. We can again do another tutorial on that. Now you're going to see here, I just used this prop up here on the wall, the different tools set here. This is one of the tool set. I actually made a couple different sprites. Again, you can make as many sprites of anything that you want. I use a sprite editor for that prop, and I have one sprite for a full set. Now you notice that sorry, I got cut off there, my audio, because I ran out of video underneath. But there at the end, I just wanted to let you know, you can choose the point, the frame that you want to take the hand when he grabs the in this case a wrench, the prop underneath on the wall set of tools. I just swap out the sprite on that tool set that just doesn't have the wrench any longer in the holder. So it looks like he takes it off of the holder and now he's got it in his hand. So anyway, that's how we do all that. I'm not going to waste any more of your time. Sorry, this has been a little bit of a long one, but I just wanted to kind of show you a couple different things you can do with your props in various different forms as you go about your business. So happy animating, and again, this isn't to shout out to Gary. This is certainly not. I'm certainly not an expert at any of this. I just found a way that works for me in these in this kind of animation. So hope that helps. Have a good day. Bye bye.